It's time to declutter this mess. I don't use a lot of these, and I know I won't use them. So we're gonna go through every single palette. Hopefully this ends up being a pretty brutal declutter because I have way too much. So sit back, relax, and enjoy looking at some beautiful eyeshadow palettes. Okay, so the way I'm gonna organize this is I basically try to keep them organized by brand, but I also try to organize by like which ones do I want visible. So you might see some brands repeating later on as I get to the ones that are in drawers. But these are all the ones that were on top of the vanity. Alright, so let's start with Colourpop. So I guess I can first off start with the Flower and Thumper palettes because I just got these off Poshmark and yeah, I haven't even opened them yet. Haven't even swatched them yet. So here's Flower. I like told myself over and over and over, like, no, I'm not getting this collection. But eventually it just won me over. It's too cute and I love animals and I love Bambi. Still missing the Bambi palette, but I'm almost there. Waiting for a really good deal on Poshmark. Like I got both of these for $14. And here is Thumper. And I think these color stories are really pretty too. So those ones are not going anywhere. Going so jaded. Oh my gosh, I'm so jaded by this palette because I didn't have it for the longest time. Like I just got this a few months ago and I swatched out the whole thing and like there's nothing wrong with it. It has some really pretty shades, but this organization just does not inspire me and I don't like to reorganize my palettes. I want them the way that they came for the most part. I've used this like maybe 1 or 2 times. I liked both looks, but I do not want this palette anymore. So that's going. Okay, this is kind of hard because Mulan was one of my all-time, still is honestly, one of my all-time favorite cartoon movies. I'm not much of a neutrals girl. You know what, let me compare this to Soft Glam because one of these two is leaving. Yeah, I kind of just realized that these are somewhat similar color stories. Let's see here. Honestly, I will say I like the Soft Glam palette better. It's a nicer palette, but Mulan has my heart. So, goodbye. It's done. At Forest Sight, Raw Beauty Christie times Colourpop. I know everyone went crazy about this palette, but it was not for me. These mattes, I think, are actually too dark for me. I know everyone was all excited that oh, there's so many dark mattes, and I mean, it is beautiful, but just not for me. Goodbye. Okay, Boudoir Noir. I love this packaging, and I like to say that name like that. This I bought because I was on Ulta, like, for something else. This was on sale. I don't know where it was, but it was on sale for, like, $10 or something. And so I got it, and I opened it, and I was like, I don't want this. But then I swatched it, and I was like, yes, I want this. So, this is staying. I'm happy I bought it. My Little Pony palette. A lot of people have seen this one. This one will be staying forever, just because I ride horses, I love horses, and I love this palette. I haven't used it in a long time, but I still think the colors are cute. And even if I don't ever use it again, I'm keeping it for the packaging, because, come on. That's so cute. I'm so happy that I finally got my hands on this palette. Good Sport. It was a limited edition, I think a holiday palette from Colourpop. I would check Poshmark daily for this palette. The only times I saw it, it was like ridiculously overpriced. I think I ended up paying like $20 for this, which that I'm okay with. I mean, that is still overpriced, especially for a used, but because it's limited edition, I felt it was reasonable. I don't know. Why did I think I wanted this? Like, let me see here. I'm not going to be swatching a lot, but I just want to get a feel for these. Like, are they even that special? Let me see. Like, I don't even remember swatching this palette, but I can see that I did because it has swatch marks. Nope. Goodbye. Little rainbow series here. Finally got like the 6 original rainbow ones, like, you know, Roy G. Biv. Main squeeze. Whoop. Come on. And I'm gonna keep all of these because one, I just got Main Squeeze and Aren't You Glad? So I held off for so long on these two in particular because I just really was not a fan of orange or red eyeshadows. But I figured these were actually a good way to like dip my toes into it because they're monochromatic palettes, but I feel like they're also very like there's options here. Like it's monochromatic, but it's not. So I'm excited to have these now and play with them a little bit. Whoa. Sting. Honey. I was actually disappointed, honey. Like, this was not... do I want to keep this one? I might actually let this go. Let me see how much I love it. I'll keep this one here so we're not distracted. Let me try swatching this side. This is just a maybe. I think I'm gonna have to swatch out the whole palette again and see like how different the mattes are. I do like those shimmers, so if I'm not crazy about the mattes, I might just take out the shimmers and keep those separate. So maybe. Just my luck. I'm gonna keep it. I really like this one. Although I will say, like, these two greens here at the bottom are really similar. Actually, are a little bit different. But, oh, one has glitters. Whatever. I'm keeping it. Blue Moon. So, I have such a love-hate relationship with blue eyeshadows. Like, I find myself so drawn to them, and then I never like the looks that I come up with when I use them. Like, I don't understand. So, I don't know. I think I like this one, but I'm going to put it in maybe, just in case I go through and I feel like I have enough blues elsewhere. Lastly for this, it's my pleasure. Oh my gosh, these are so hard to open sometimes. I'm going to keep this. I really like this palette. Although honestly, I have not used it much. I went through a phase where I was just buying like purple palette after purple palette after purple palette, and so I think I got kind of sick of them. But I'll get unsick of them sooner or later, so I want to have this when I do. Alright, next we have the little pastel tie-dye whatever series. I don't remember. It's like tie-dye vault or something. I finally got Miss Bliss. Again, it was another one I was like waiting for on Poshmark to find it super cheap, because I know that I can. Like, you can find most of these 9-pan palettes on there for like $6 or $7, especially if you bundle them. So if I get this one, and I know a lot of people weren't really crazy about these palettes, but, well, I haven't used this one yet, but I have used these two, and honestly, I really like them. Like, I had fun with both of them, maybe because I don't mind light eyeshadows, but I really enjoyed these so far, and I'm definitely going to keep them. So I have Smoke Show and, Blow and Smoke and Ooh La La, and I actually just used Ooh La La today. But I'm going to put this in maybe because I feel like I have like shades like this in other palettes that I actually like a little bit more. So that's going to go in maybe. Blow and Smoke. Yeah, I'm going to keep this just because it's very unique in my collection. I don't like gray shadows at all, and I don't ever buy them. So this one palette has all that I'll ever need. Next, so these are like the pastel ones, but first I'll do Strawberry Shortcake. Okay, So I think this palette is so pretty. Honestly, I want to integrate it with Orangey Glad and Main Squeeze because I feel like all of those colors together will make some really, really pretty looks. So, do I really want to do that though? I don't know. This one might get depotted off, so we'll see. Maybe. Alright, so next is Cloud Spun. I like these soft pinky tones. Honestly, what I might do is just take the shadows from Ooh La La and put them in here, and take out the ones from here that I don't like and put them in Ooh La La. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. So I'm just going to put that over here. Meant to be... You know, everyone goes crazy for this palette. I wasn't that impressed by it. This is another maybe. I'll see if I can integrate, somehow get all the shades out that I want, but leave the ones that I don't in a full palette so I can get rid of it. So this is blue, On Cloud Blue. I like this one a lot, but same thing as the others. Like, I have a feeling I'll probably end up keeping this, but I'm just going to put it so I can compare it with Blue Moon over there later. And then Lilac You a Lot. This one I'll keep, yeah. This one is probably like my favorite because the shimmers are like all duochrome and there's a nice variety of matte colors. So this one's, I think this is probably my favorite of their 9 pans. So next up I'll do Collidos, and these first two are easy because I've had them now for a couple months, but I have not even swatched them yet. Like, I just had so many new palettes, and I really want to savor these swatches, so I've been waiting for a time when I have, well, when I know I have time to actually, like, really enjoy both palettes and maybe, you know, make a couple different looks with them. So yeah, these are pristine, untouched, and so I'm keeping them, obviously. Same for Escape Pod. I wanted this for so long, and then once Angelica Nyqvist released her Club Nebula, I knew I was ordering that, so I figured it's time to order my own Escape Pod too. And this is what this one looks like. So pretty. I think I did actually swatch. Yes, I did swatch this one, but Club Nebula I have not swatched yet. Okay, then I have almost all of their little 6 pans. I just don't have this new Sashimi City. So starting off with Futures in Astro Pink. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Honestly, like, I don't get a lot of use out of these, but I just love the packaging so much that I'm probably gonna keep all of them, and I almost kind of want them just as like a collector's thing. Because I think the quality is so nice, and I mean they are really beautiful. So I'm thinking about that, but at the same time, I don't really want this one. Yeah, I don't really want this one. But the collector in me is really sad at the thought of not having it. So maybe, I don't know, I don't think I want it, but can I let it go? That's the question. Sci-Fi Green. This is another one that, like, I really don't use. What am I going to do about these? I think this one I want to keep. I do like these colors, even though those two are kind of similar. Wow, I didn't actually think that this was going to be a hard part, but it kind of is. So I don't know if I want this one either. I'm probably going to keep it, but I'm going to put it in maybe. This one I am going to keep because I think this color story is so fun. I've never created a look with it that came out good, but I also haven't tried it that much, and I also have gotten a lot better at doing my makeup since the last time I've tried doing this. So I'm gonna keep trying because it's so pretty and unique. Okay, so this, I have a dilemma because it is now no longer available. I could make back what I paid for it and more if I sell it on my Poshmark, but then I don't have it anymore. I don't think I've ever used it on my eyes. I've just swatched it a few times and it is gorgeous. Wow, I really didn't think I would be decluttering anything from Collidos, but here we are. I don't know, maybe for right now. And this is my newest one, the Lunar Lavender. I really like this packaging. And I'm going to keep this one because my collection has gotten to the point where I have very few neutral options. But in the real world, sometimes I do want neutral options. So this is a good one for me to have. These ones are embarrassing for me to talk about. So I first ever saw these palettes on Poshmark. And I mean, I spend a lot of time on Poshmark, if you haven't already figured that out. And so I had never even seen these palettes ever until I saw them on Poshmark one time. Well, I didn't realize at all that they're like limited edition holiday palettes that you can't get anymore. And I remember the first time I saw, I think it was both of them, they were pretty inexpensive. I think like $20 each or something like that. Or maybe even less. I don't remember. But I know they were cheap, so I liked it. And then when I checked back and I did a little more research, I realized like, oh shit, these are really valuable. And by the time I had checked back again on Poshmark for the ones I had saved, they were gone. And so I checked so much for these palettes on Poshmark. I spent so much time, just as much time, or if not more, than for Good Sport. Finally found them, got them in my possession, swatched them, was completely unimpressed. I've never used them on my eyes, and I never want to, and I don't want them anymore. So yeah, that's embarrassing for me. But here are my Menagerie palettes. And yeah, those are my only Natasha Denona palettes. Love this palette so much. I'm not a fan of small palettes like this usually, but this one is so fun. This isn't a lethal, like, empty palette, but it is the Killer Purr inside with one substitution. I added in, I think that shade's called Canary, and I took out one of the, like, mattes that was, like, a very similar one of these colors. I took that one out. I didn't feel like I needed it, but I have it in a different palette of singles. But yeah, this is basically the Killer Purr palette, except for that one shade. Then Feral palette. Again, I have some switches in these. I don't normally like to do that, but I guess I felt like since I was making the Killer Purr palette from scratch, I might as well, like, change some things around. And there are certain shades that I just don't really like at all, and so I'm like, why not just fill it with the shades I do like? So that's what I did here. Pastel Pup. I got a hard pan in multiple of these. Like, that one's hard panned, this one's hard panned. So I don't know what's up with that, but I mean, other ones are performing okay. I think this is actually one of the Killer Purr mattes because I did order one of them twice by accident. I think that's Drought in here because that one was performing better than the pastel yellow that was in here. And then I have Besties, and I think that's Besties, and I forget what this one is, but these shades are really pretty, and they all remind me of, like, these two plus these ones in the Feral palette all kind of remind me of each other, but when you have them swatched out and look at them, they actually are very different from each other. So this is when I, like, always have to swatch and remind myself what they actually look like. But yeah, they're all pretty different and all beautiful in their own special way. I have Whale Song. Again, this does have some substitutions. I think the shade that I have in Barnacle might have even been from the Pastel Pup palette. I just felt like it went better here. Oh, this green is Turtle Club. Hold on. I'll swatch this, and I guess I'll swatch Canary too, in case some of you haven't seen those shades. So this is Canary and Turtle Club. And I'll swatch them over here. Turtle Club and Canary. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure these are more of like transforming shades, or maybe they are just standalone shimmers. I honestly don't know. But I moved them into these particular palettes because I just felt like they really actually did fit in better with these color stories than some of the shades that were in here originally. Anastasia, Beverly Hills. I can't believe I already got rid of one of these because I didn't think I was going to get rid of any of them. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm probably going to get rid of Norvina also. Yeah, okay, well, first of all, I know this palette's really beat up. I'll be cleaning it up before I put it on Poshmark. Oh my god, I remember wanting this palette so freaking bad when it very first came out. Like, I just thought it was so beautiful, so unique. I wanted it for so long, and I think inside my head it was just on such a pedestal that there was no way it could actually live up to how I thought it would be. And so I was disappointed. Like, it just didn't perform how I imagined it would. I gave it a few tries, and every time I was disappointed. So, goodbye. Okay, Carly Bible. I like this one. I really like this shade. So, QA. Here, wait. It has all these like little rainbow glitters in there. I don't know if you can see them, but it's really pretty. Yeah, I like this one, and then they have this cool duochrome one here. This shade Libra is really cool. I feel like this palette like didn't get hyped up at all, and it should, because I really like it. Sorry, these are really bad swatches, but you get the idea. It's a nice palette. I'm gonna keep that. Prism! This palette I also saw for the first time on Poshmark, and I absolutely adore it, and I'm keeping it. I mean, it is hard to use. Like, I haven't really come up with... I've only used it once, but I love that look so much, and I love these shades so much. It's such a unique color story. I'm keeping this probably forever. I have the Jackie Aina palette. I love this packaging. And here she is. Also gonna keep this one too. This is such a good palette to have. Here, I'll do. Apparently I like this shade a lot. Zam. And Dollars. Wow, I have a pretty good dent in there. And Sponsored. And Lituation. Swatch these out. These are definitely my favorites in here. So that one is Lituation. It's kind of like that classic type of duochrome, like the brown and green-ish. But I like it. And then this one is Zam. Really pretty gold. Here is Dollars. Well, okay, I guess now looking at it, that one's more of a bronzy gold, and this is a true gold. And then Lituation. Nice, like, lavender taupe type of color. So yeah, these shadows are gorgeous. Absolutely love them. Next, Riviera. You know, I'm kind of lukewarm about this palette. I don't love it. I don't hate it. But I feel like I haven't experimented with it enough yet, so I'm going to keep it. Oh, sultry. Love this packaging. Might keep it for that purpose alone. Yeah, I feel like I haven't played around with this one enough yet either. So I'm keeping sultry too. And then Subculture. This is another embarrassing story. I never wanted this palette, ever. I was never drawn to it. And then I kept seeing it on Poshmark for so cheap, and I'm like, well, actually, you know, it's kind of a cool color story. No. It is a cool color story, but no. I don't want it. Also, is this normal? Like, this shade Cube is, like, how are you supposed to use that? I'm confused by it, because, like, it does not show up at all. Like, I'll see it on my finger a little bit, but it does not swatch. Like, is that normal? Is that one of the quality issues that people were complaining about with this palette? Or is this one, like, just actually extra messed up? Because none of the other shades are like that. All the other ones swatch. Except I am so confused by this one. So, goodbye. This little case, too. I might sell this, honestly, because man, I have more palettes than I have spaces in here. I don't know. These are staying, but this thing is going to go to a maybe. I feel like people are going to be shocked by this, but I don't really like Juvia's Place palettes. And I think the formula is just okay. There, I said it. Like, I can appreciate this is cool, but I never use it, maybe once or twice. And I feel lost when I go to use this. I'm just like, yes, they're all pretty, but, like, what am I going to do? So, I don't want it anymore. Magic Mini. Ugh, this one kills me because, alright, this one I'm probably going to keep because I do actually like a lot of these shades in here. And it was kind of the same thing where I felt very lost looking at it. But I have played around with it, and I've really actually come to like every look I came up with out of here. So I'll keep this one. Walhalla 2. This is another one that I wanted to love. Like, look at that. They have a multi-chrome in here. And even this one on the bottom is kind of a multi-chrome, or at least a strong duochrome. But again, I just can't force it. It's just not there for me. So, goodbye. This is a Heron 2. So this shade arrived broken and I repressed it. That's why it looks bad. I'm going to keep this one too because I remember I wanted this for a really long time and I just haven't used it like hardly at all. I may not have even used it once. I may have only swatched it. So hanging on to that for now. Ugh, the other thing that kills me about these palettes is they're just slightly different sizes. Ugh, it makes them so hard to like group together when I'm organizing. Ugh, such a pet peeve. Okay. Anyway, the Tribe. This one I really like too. I did a St. Patrick's Day look with this one this year and I loved it. So that stays. And the Deuce. This one's going to stay too. I just think this is such a cute, unique color story. I have no idea what to do with it. I'm always lost when I look at it, but I'm not willing to get rid of it yet. Sweet Pinks. Alright, listen. I want to love these so much. Like, I really want to, but I just don't. Like, let me see, it's this. Okay, so I do like this color and this one. I think I like one of these pinks a lot. No, I have ones like this. And that's like a hot pink. What do these mattes look like? Okay, I feel like I definitely have these mattes in the Colourpop palettes. I really like these two shimmers. I don't think I have like the hot pink. Let me see. Let's see these shimmers. I know I don't want these mattes, but maybe I want these shimmers. Okay, I do like that one. No, I don't really like that one. Alright, I think I'm going to take that shimmer and that shimmer and take out these purples. And then that way I'll only keep this purple palette. I'm so bad at doing this too. I always get the shadows by accident. Oh, wow, these are not magnetic. Bitch, are you freaking kidding me? Forget it. I can find cool shades. I'm getting rid of all of these. That was a fail. So, if you look back on my channel, you'll see that I purged everything Jeffree Star, except for like a handful of things. And this is one of the things that survived that purge, because honestly, I think this palette is gorgeous. And so, I haven't used it again, but it's going to survive this purge also because I like it. And I already bought it.